Coming up on Citrus TV News Live at 6, Syracuse University turned 145 yesterday on National Orange Day, and we have a full recap.
New details are emerging about a music and art festival coming to Syracuse this spring.
Formal charges were just announced against Bo Bergdahl.
And we have the latest information from the Germanwings Flight 9525. Citrus TV News starts right now.
Welcome to Citrus TV News Live at 6 for Wednesday, March 25th. I'm Ali Bauman.
And I'm Gerhard. Construction crews are trying to fix the damage caused by a car that drove into the staircase leading up to Mount Olympus. That's our top story.
We've been following the aftermath of the car accident that shut down the staircase to Mount Olympus earlier this week. Today, construction crews blocked off traffic for nearly 4 hours in order to take part of the upper portion of the staircase.
Crews expect the staircase to be open by the end of the week after they've stabilized the damaged portion. More changes will be coming soon to the staircase. Citrus TV has confirmed plans to redesign the lower portion, and that should take place this summer.
Now we head over to Monica Hammer to get a quick look at the weather outside. 45 degrees outside and partly cloudy. We have seen some rain showers on and off throughout the day thanks to an 80% chance of precipitation. With winds at 22 miles per hour, it feels more like 37 degrees, but it was nice to see that slight increase in temperatures after starting this week off in the 20s. Taking a look at the quad cam, we see most of the snow has melted, and we should not be seeing more snow this week, just rain over the next couple of days. I'll have the full weather forecast later in the show, so stay tuned to find out how much rain we should be expecting for the rest of the week.
SU is 1 year older today, but still looks just as good. Citrus TV's Caroline Strange tell us how the university celebrated.
Events for the day included cake in Shine Student Center, oranges at all of the gyms and dining halls. Gus Whitaker, a member of the SU Philanthropy Council, says it's not just a reason to have cake.
One of our main initiatives is to spread the word to the student body about giving back after you graduate. And it doesn't have to be just money. It also can be your time helping out, teaching a class.
SU celebrated its 145th birthday, but it wasn't the only one celebrating yesterday. Otto the Orange turned 25.
Happy birthday, Otto!
Members of the SU community were asked to donate goods to the Food Bank of Central New York as a reminder to always give back. The SU bookstore gave students another reason to celebrate by offering 45% off select items. For Citrus TV News, I'm Caroline Strange.
Friday for a full recap of the week's events. Tune in Friday for Citrus TV News live at 6.
Just a few hours ago, the promotional video for Earth Fest was released by students of Sustainability. The eco-friendly student group is teaming up with the New York Public Interest Research Group, also known as NYPIRG. The event will bring together SU students and the larger Syracuse community. There will be live music, local food, art, and yoga, and it's all free. Organizers will ask for donations to Syracuse Grows, a group that works to ensure everyone in Syracuse has access to safe, healthy food. Earlier today, Citrus TV sat down with SOS co-president CJ Jones to talk about Earth Fest.
Between the university and the community. So it's a free event and it's open to the public, and it will be a day-long celebration of life, of community, and just celebrating Earth. And we thought this year that we should work together because SOS has a lot of resources and we know how to get the word out. We have a lot of people on campus who can make videos and things like that. So we worked with NYPIRG and we said we're going to make this event bigger and better. It'll be a day in which people can come together across differences to just celebrate.
All the proceeds from the event will benefit Syracuse Grows. It's going to take place April 19th in Thorndon Park at the amphitheater. There's a lot of things you can do with $1. For example, after our show tonight, you can see award-winning actor Forrest Whitaker speak at SU for just $1. Whitaker will be speaking in Hendricks Chapel at 7 p.m. as a part of the 4th annual Truth Be Told event organized by Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity. Whitaker has been involved in the film industry for more than 30 years, most notably winning an Academy Award for his performance in The Last King of Scotland. Whitaker has also been recognized for his work as a producer, director, and humanitarian.
Syracuse University has just announced plans to welcome young students from around the world to campus. SU is partnering with the U.S. State Department to host Education USA Academy this summer. The pilot program will begin in July and is welcoming students primarily from Mexico and several South American countries. The 15 to 17-year-old students will get to experience college life in America, take English language classes, and be able to visit other universities while they're here. Well, last night, 4 Syracuse University organizations teamed up to bring Olympic gold medalist Sonia Richards-Ross to campus. She discussed issues of race, gender, and her challenges of being a track sprinter. CitrusTV reporter Sarah Valenzuela found out how Richards-Ross is more than just an athlete.
Dozens of people gathered in Grant Auditorium for the chance to meet and listen to world-renowned track sprinter Sonia Richards-Ross. What they got was Sonia the humanitarian, the friend, and the motivator. Richards-Ross says there are no tricks to being successful.
It's not easy, but I feel most fulfilled when I'm doing a lot of things. Like I can't just sit still.
Richards-Ross also talked about her fast track program in Jamaica, which focuses on combining sports with literacy.
There are a lot of things I'm working on. I feel like God gave me this great gift to run, but He gave me a lot of other talents as well that I want to explore and to show the world. So,
Syracuse University student Ronald Taylor says that Richards-Ross being here was a transformational experience.
So I think it's an amazing opportunity just for students to really understand that you can be more than just one thing, right? So she's an athlete, she's an activist in many regards, and she's an example of American exceptionalism.
While Richards-Ross is training for the Rio Olympics, she has plans to bring the fast track program to the United States. Sarah Valenzuela, Citrus TV.
For more information on Richards-Ross's outreach programs, visit soniarichardsross.com/outreach.
Today, Dr. Newlander's son and wife's sister testified in his murder trial. The family's testimony was said to be very emotional as they were very close to Newlander and his wife, Leslie. Newlander is accused of murdering his wife and then covering it up by making it look like she fell in the shower. The mysterious death happened in 2012 in the family's home in Manlius. The trial will continue this week. Citrus TV will provide you with all the updates on the case as they come.
When we come back, the tale of a former Taliban prisoner takes a different turn. We will tell you what is next for Bo Bergdahl.
And we have new information about the Germanwings airplane crash. Find out how many Americans died in the wreckage. All that and more after the break.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Huntington! Every proper bear knows that the right fit means everything. Especially when it comes to car seats.
Oh, really? I just did what any bear would do.
So know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size.
I like it.
To learn more, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Oh, hello there. Oh,
where's that bear?
Sergeant Bergdahl, is charged under the Uniform Code of Military Justice with 1 count of Article 85, desertion with intent to shirk important or hazardous duty, and 1 count of Article 99, misbehavior before the enemy by endangering the safety of a command, unit, or place.
Those are the charges announced against Bo Bergdahl. He faces a maximum sentence of life in prison. In 2009, Bergdahl went missing from his unit while on duty in Afghanistan. Nearly a year ago, President Barack Obama agreed to swap 5 Taliban members to secure the safe return of Bergdahl in the United States. That deal quickly became controversial as questions rose over Bergdahl's disappearance and whether or not he left his post willingly. And a shootout between a Wisconsin state trooper and the suspect of a bank robbery resulted in the death of both men after the trooper, Trevor Casper, followed the suspect's vehicle. On Tuesday, the suspect may have fired 1 round from a handgun before robbing the bank and shot an elderly man to death in the bank's parking lot. Casper recently graduated from the State Patrol Academy, and the Wisconsin Professional Police Association said his sacrifice will never be forgotten. The Boston bombing trial continued today with evidence from the apartment of the accused bomber. Jurors saw a fuse and a piece of pressure cooker lid from a room that some officials said looked like a construction site. An FBI agent also read text messages from the bomber's phone that were sent after the 2012 election that compared the candidates to Satan.
And new information is emerging from the investigation into the crash of Germanwings Flight 9525. Debris from the crash suggests that the plane hit the ground before breaking apart. The black box cockpit recorder was recovered from the site, and even though damaged, it can still provide information on the plane's rapid descent into the Alps. There were 150 passengers from 18 different countries abroad, and 3 are believed to be Americans. Investigators are still searching for the cause of the unusual crash that left the plane in a lot of little pieces and without wings and a cockpit. Tension is growing in Yemen as Shiite rebels are closing in on yet another Yemen city. Today, the country's president fled his home in the city of Aden. The rebels, who support Iran, have already arrested Yemen's defense minister and put on a bounty on President Hadi, an ally of the United States. Yemen has reached out to their Gulf Coast allies, the United States, and the United Nations for help, but reports have come out that militant groups from both Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State have already moved into the country as well. And on Tuesday, President Obama announced that the U.S. will not reduce the number of troops in Afghanistan by the end of the year, despite saying earlier in the year that the number of troops would be cut in half. Obama said keeping the troops there will help Afghan security forces succeed. The decision comes after Islamic extremists continue fighting and using Afghanistan as recruitment grounds. Well, the Amanda Knox case could possibly be closed once and for all tonight. Knox was accused of killing her British roommate Meredith Kircher in Italy nearly 8 years ago. 4 of those years she spent in an Italian jail. Today, her ex-boyfriend Rafael Solicito is speaking in front of Rome's highest court, the Court of Cassation. If the charges are not confirmed today, Knox could either get acquitted, or if the court throws out the convictions, she would get a 3rd appeal trial. If convicted, though, Knox, who is in the United States, would face a 28.5-year sentence in Italian jail.
Well, today started out nice until it started to rain. So, Monica, what can we expect for the rest of the week?
It is currently 45 degrees outside and partly cloudy after rain showers this afternoon. It feels more like 37 degrees with winds at around 22 miles per hour. If we take a look at temperatures across the Northeast, we see Syracuse in the 40s and an overall increase in temperatures across the region compared to last week. If we take a closer look at the surface map, we do see some rain headed our way, but we won't be seeing any temperature drop too much over the next couple of days. Tonight, temperatures are going to drop down to the high 30s and winds will stay in the 20s, so make sure to grab a jacket if you're heading out. We will be seeing cloudy skies with a chance of rain, so make sure to grab that umbrella as well. Tomorrow is the day where you're definitely going to be needing your umbrella because there's a 100% chance of precipitation. Temperatures will remain in the high 40s and wind speeds will be dropping down to around 6 miles per hour. If we take a look at the precipitation forecast for the next 48 hours, we will be getting around an inch of rain in Syracuse, and much of the East Coast is looking at some precipitation over the next few days. If we take a closer look at the Doppler radar, Syracuse is looking at some rain, and then if we look further to the south around the Binghamton area, there are some chances of ice in that area. Finally, if we take a look at the 5-day forecast, we will be seeing temperatures drop a little bit over the next couple of days and getting down to around 25 degrees on Saturday, despite the sun. They will start to increase again after that, but alongside the increase, we are looking at a 50% chance of rain on Monday. Tomorrow is when that rain is really to be expected with warmer temperatures, but definitely a likelihood of rain showers throughout the day.
All right, Monica, they say March comes in like a lion and out like a lamb, so now we're almost out of March. Are we done with the cold temperatures? Is this going to be just up from here?
Hopefully up after that slight drop on Saturday. We'll be looking at the temperature increase, but we will be seeing a lot more rain.
Great.
Let's hope. Thanks, Monica.
Thank you.
And after the break, a new car model may make it more difficult to go over speed limits.
And Heinz is getting a little more crafty. Citrus TV News will be right back.
Sun, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
A new study was just released that suggests exercise may have an effect on treatment of certain cancers. Mark Dewhurst is a professor at Duke University School of Medicine who led a team of doctors from across the country.
Using mice, the team discovered that aerobic exercise slowed the growth of breast cancer tumors and also made the disease more sensitive to chemotherapy. The study was published in the Journal of the National Cancer Institute, and the team plans to experiment with other types of cancer soon.
Well, if you're one of those drivers who sees a 65-mile-per-hour speed limit sign as an excuse to drive 70, well, there may be a car that will help you kick that habit. Ford's newest edition of the S-Max car is equipped with technology called the Intelligent Speed Limiter. It reads speed limit signs and adjusts to throttle to help drivers stay within safe driving speeds. However, if you do like to flirt with the higher end of the law when you're driving, you can turn the Intelligent Speed Limiter off and temporarily override the system.
Kraft Foods, as in the mac and cheese guys, are getting bought by Heinz, you know, the ketchup guys, to create one of the largest food and beverage companies in the world. As delicious as that combination may or may not sound, the merger is about far more than just ketchup and mac and cheese. The new Kraft Heinz company is expected to generate $28 billion per year, continuing to produce their other trademark products as well. Jell-O, Maxwell House Coffee, and Ore-Ida potatoes, among others. The deal is waiting on a regulatory approval and is expected to close in the second half of 2015. I'm kind of a big deal. People know me. The infamous Will Ferrell quote as Ron Burgundy is more accurate now than perhaps ever before. On Tuesday, Ferrell was honored with a Hollywood Walk of Fame star.
The movie Funny Man spent 7 seasons on Saturday Night Live and starred in hit movies such as Anchorman, Elf, Old School, and Step Brothers. Ferrell is also one of the co-founders of the comedy website FunnyOrDie.com. His star on the Walk of Fame is number 2,547. His newest comedy, Get Hard, opens in theaters on Friday.
Webster's defines sports as contests or games in which people do certain physical activities according to a specific set of rules and compete against each other. I define sports as what's coming up next, so stick around.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Syracuse lacrosse is #1 in the country. Syracuse basketball season is over and its troubles are just beginning. But what about Syracuse football? Head coach Scott Schaefer addressed the media yesterday, and don't worry, no podiums were harmed in the making of this press conference.
Change agent, you always have to look at the top, and I feel really great about what Chancellor Syverud's doing and some of the moves that he's made, for the program. I mean, more than anyone, he'd be the last person to tell you, but he's the one that got that indoor done. There was a time there where we had a snag, and we had a conversation, and all of a sudden, boom, they're working hard again. So I really trust, because of his actions, moving forward, the things that he's putting in place for us. And I know he'll find, a great AD, and who wouldn't want to be at Syracuse.
Well, Syracuse isn't playing in the tournament, but March Madness is still coming to the Carrier Dome. This weekend, the East Regional Sweet 16 and Elite 8 games will be played at the Dome, featuring ACC members NC State and Louisville, as well as Michigan State and Oklahoma. For fans hoping to get a look at the teams, there will be free practices from noon to 4 at the Dome, open to the public. No word yet on if Jim Boeheim's press conference at the Dome is still going on. Here's something you don't hear too often. It's too hot here in Syracuse. The Syracuse softball team's home opener yesterday against Canisius was canceled due to field conditions. The sun and slightly warmer weather actually caused the frost layer to melt, resulting in unplayable field conditions. The games will not be replayed, but Syracuse will play Louisville at home on Saturday, weather permitting. 1 year ago today, longtime Buffalo Bills owner Ralph Wilson Jr. passed away at age 95. Today, the Bills announced they would be honoring his legacy with a statue outside the stadium. His wife, Mary, said that the statue will honor him in great detail, down to the very outfit he would wear to the stadium on game days. No timetable yet has been set for the construction of the statue. And the Rangers took on the Kings last night in a rematch from the Stanley Cup Finals of last season. Looking to get things started quickly was Matt Zuccarello on the board right there, 1-0 for the Rangers. But the Kings would strike back later on in the period. That's Robin Regeer tying things up with the shot from the blue line, and it was all Kings from here on out. Second period, Cam Talbot loses the puck behind the net, and that leads to an easy goal from Marian Gaborik, put the Kings up 2-1, and then to start the third and final period, the Kings just piling on at this point. That's Jeff Carter in front of the net, putting one home, and then final goal, 4-1 on the goal from Jake Muzzin. Raiders will get one more later on. Wouldn't matter much. They drop this to the Kings 4-2. If you have a soul, then you recognize that The Sandlot is one of the greatest sports movies of all time. The Yankees took a break from spring training yesterday to attempt to prove that, yes, even the Yankees can have fun. You're killing me, Smalls.
You went home and swiped a ball signed by Babe Ruth and brought it out here and actually played with it?
And actually play with it?
Yeah, but I was gonna bring it back.
But it was signed by Babe Ruth.
Yeah, you keep telling me that, but who is she? What? What?
The Sultan of SWAT, the King of Crash,
The Colossus of Clout.
the Colossus of Cloud, Babe Ruth.
The Great Bambino! Oh my God, you mean that's the same guy?
Yes.
I don't feel so good.
Well, Tyler, the Yankees doing their best to impersonate the Sandlot. One of my personal favorite movies. What's your favorite sports movie?
When it comes to baseball, I'd say The Sandlot, but overall, I was always a big Remember the Titans fan growing up. Something about Denzel just inspires me.
I'm big. Fields of Dreams, gonna go with an old classic there.
So a good variety amongst the desk. Well, Tyler, thanks a lot. We'll just keep a lookout for it in sports.
Thank you, Tyler. And after the break, we'll take one final look at the weather. Stay tuned to Citrus TV.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
We're back now and a look at tomorrow's weather. Monica?
Tomorrow it is time to break out the rain boots and the umbrellas. There's a 100% chance of precipitation, but temperatures will remain in the high 40s. Wind speeds are going to drop considerably compared to today. Despite the rain, we shouldn't be feeling any wind chills or temperatures drop. Later this week, temperatures are going to drop further, so enjoy the slight increase while you can. We won't be looking at too much of a drop next week when temperatures will return to the 40s.
Geez, Monica, 100% precipitation. Never like to hear that.
Yep, definite rain showers tomorrow throughout the whole day, so grab that umbrella, rain boots, rain jacket, all of that.
You know, what's so horrible about Syracuse is that it's always so hard to predict the changing weather of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Should we just keep an umbrella in our bags for the rest of the week?
I think so. We're definitely starting throughout the end of March going to be seeing showers, and especially into April. Those April showers will be coming right up.
Well, let's hope we get the least amount of them as we can. So thanks a lot, Monica. Well, that's all the time we have tonight. Thanks for tuning in to Citrus TV. I'm Will Gerhard.
And make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to keep up to date on breaking news. I'm Ali Bauman. Have a great night, Syracuse.